Hello, everybody, and welcome to Obsidian Podcast. My name is Chris, and it is post-holiday season. This is attempt number 3 at trying to make this podcast episode. Wow. Here we are. I made it. It's after Christmas. I hope y'all made it. We're like literally days away from a new year. I keep hearing folks say the roaring 20s, and I'm just like, didn't that already happen? But I guess it does make sense that everyone is saying that. Yeah, I'm excited. I am excited for a new year. There are so many things that I am going to be doing next year. I have plans and goals and just like, life. Life is a thing that I'm really excited about. So let's get into it. Let's talk about whips. All right, y'all. I have barely had any time to knit. Barely. And I am officially on break at my job right now. I'm off. I was off starting the 24th, and I go back to work on the 2nd. So I have so much time to just knit and breathe and do my yoga. Like, wow. So the whips are just like flowing out of me right now. Let's start with my flax sweater and how that's going. This BB now has a sleeve. I mean, there's a sleeve over here, but like it's like coming together, and I obsessively try it on, and it's absolutely amazing. It's so comfy and it's so soft, and I'm so excited to wear it when it's done. My goal is to make sure that this thing is ready by New Year's Day. Jordan has a race that he's taking place in he's entering. It's the Hangover race here in Portland, and I want to wear this BB to the race so I can be warm and I can be cute. So this is my 2020 goal, to finish the sweater by 2020. Very excited. It's coming along. Me and the sweater have really been through it together. On to the next whip, something else that has been like chilling on my needles for like a really long time. Y'all saw when I started this, I got this yarn at Flock and Fiber, and it's the BFL in fingering weight sock yarn, and this is Jordan's sock. I finally turned the heel, y'all. I got there. Turned the heel. All that's left is the gusset and knitting the foot and the toe, and wham bam boom, sock number 1 is done, and then I can start on sock number 2. Yeah, Jordan is very excited. He's been like, how are my socks? How are my socks? How are my socks? I'm just like, I'm sorry. I want to knit your socks. It's gonna happen. And so when we were having Christmas, I was able to turn the heel and finish the heel flap. So this is coming along very well. It's, it's very cute. I love it. Yeah, I'm stoked to just finally get this project done. After I knit him his birthday socks, he was just like, I need more. He has seen the light of hand knit socks. I have blessed him. When you knit somebody's socks, that's how they really know that you love them, because it takes a lot of fucking time to knit socks, especially fingering weight. And his last pair of socks were worsted weight, and those were like super quick. Yeah. My next whip is something that was kind of inspired by just like a group chat that was happening in Mackenzie's M to the Third podcast Slack group, and everybody was talking about, do any of you start any like New Year's Eve like cast on and things like that, and I'm like, oh, I've never actually done that before, so I'm gonna try that, and I did. If my sister sees this, it's okay. She already knows that she's getting this. So what I did is I cast it on a hat. I haven't knit a hat in a really long time, and so I'm basically just kind of flying by the Pearl Soho, just like basic knit hat, and I'm using 2 skeins of Madeline Tosh DK put together into one. Here are the 2 skeins by themselves. They're both really cute. I love this colorway, and then put together, the fabric of this looks really, really nice. It's super thick. I don't know why my sister Kelly would ever need this in Southern California. It does not get cold there. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. So I think this hat will be a little on the warm side because it's 100% merino wool. And I don't know, but it's looking really cute, and I love it. It's just like, it's been a quick knit, and this is just from like working on this off and on. It's just like knitting up really fast, but it's really cute. I'm really excited. I'm gonna make a pom-pom to go on the top of this per Kelly's request, and send it to her in the mail, because that's how we do things, especially when your family lives super far away like mine. On to a finished object that is started by my wonderful Christmas gift. I received an Ashford Traveler wheel for Christmas from my husband Jordan. Thank you. And I'm in love. I'm in love. I am so excited. Like, I've been spinning on a Turkish spindle. It's a 3D printed Turkish spindle that I got from my friend Maz, from Greenwood Fiberworks, and it's amazing. It was like a really cool intro to the spinning world, but y'all, the spinning wheel has changed my goddamn life. Like, it's fun. It's calming. It's fast. Like, it has taken me like so long just to finish the rosewood fiber that I got from Maz with my Turkish spindle. And the fact that I like finished a whole skein of fiber, or like made a whole skein of yarn within like a matter of hours, is just like mind-blowing. Fucking mind-blowing. So, without further ado, if you've seen my Instagram, you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen this, but here is my caked up mystery yarn mystery fiber that I found at Mecca in Eugene. And Mecca's kind of like a donation based, like, scrappy art supply place. They have everything from like paper, printing materials, like block printing materials, clay throwing, fabric, yarn, jewelry making supplies, just like random shit that you can make art out of, which I think is totally cool. There's a place like that called Scrap here in Portland. But Mecca's tight, and they had like a whole thing of fiber, and I just kind of like dwindled it down using my wheel and came out with this beautiful skein. I was going to ply it with the rosewood fiber that I used my Turkish spindle to spin out, but I just decided not to because I really enjoyed this yarn. It's really hardy. It's a little scratchy, but I think if I make some mitts out of this, they'll be really hardy. And I had a pair of mitts that I made out of some homespun that I got from Mecca like years ago, and it was this beautiful orange color. And I lost one. So I'm going to just try to recreate those mitts with this homespun yarn, which is about the same weight as those spun yarn that I used to make those mitts. Yeah, so that's my finished object, or like half finished, because it's just like the start of a whole new project. But I'll let y'all know how that goes, and I'll be posting about that more. Yeah, and I want to, just like share an additional thing that is not a project. It's not, anything like that. It's just something that I'm really, really excited about. I don't know if any of y'all follow Goddess on Instagram, but she is a very like, she's a pretty well-known like witch practitioner, spiritual person, astrologer on the internet. I love reading her tarot scopes I think it's like every week or every month. And she came out with a couple different things. There was, let me see if I have it. I do. So this year, last year or is it this year? Yeah, it was last year. She came out with the Many Moons workbook. And it's basically just like a bunch of like rituals and like intention setting, and working with the moon and all of these cool things. And so I bought this, and this is the volume 2 for July through December. And she only did it for, I think, that year, and I missed the first one, but I did the second one, and it was really, really great, really life-changing and transformative for me, because it just kind of, like, helped me, like, realize and step into my own personal power as a non-binary femme, just kind of chilling out on the internet, just trying to find purpose and figure shit out. And it was great, like, I now feel really solid in myself. It's kind of awesome, femmes sharing knowledge with other femmes and this and that. And so that's what it felt like. It felt like a really cool, like, collaborative thing from like a bunch of different people who contributed to the Many Moons workbook, and helping each other heal. And that was the whole point. Was like last year was like my big leap into a healing journey, and continuing on through this year. So my friend Kelly, named after, like, same name as my sister, different spelling. Hi, Kelly. Gifted me the 2020 Many Moons planner. And this thing is, like, iridescently, like, sparkly and really gorgeous. It's very thick. And it's got, like, it's a planner. It's a beautiful, beautiful planner. I'm so excited to start using it. It's got a moon calendar and, like, the 2020 tarot cards of the year. I've already started marking it up. I'm so excited. And let's see, let me show you January. So this is just the regular, all the calendars. It's like a basic planner, but it's got like moon phases. It tells you the gemstone of the month, the flower of the month. The zodiac signs is Sun in Capricorn until January, and Sun in Aquarius from January 20th to January 3rd. You can write meaningful dates and notes. You can write goals. You can do a tarot pull for the month. And all of these, like, insert things. Like, the month starts out in the first quarter moon. Energy is moving. Energy is growing, and so are you. Just, like, really tight, uplifting things. Self-care practices, rituals, journal prompts. This is, like, literally right up my alley, because I am just kind of, going through the motions of healing and this and that. Oh, even this, on Friday the 10th. Right here. Collaborating with the moon for grounded and inspired 2020. January full moon lunar eclipse. Wow. Like, it has like a whole thing about it. Tells you what's going on. Has a little ritual, ways to just kind of like step into yourself and build trust with yourself and achieve your goals. This is so cool. It is a whopping like $45, but I can't even remember her name right now because I'm always like, Goddess on Instagram. Yeah, but there's just like so many people who contributed to this book. And there's like, I don't even know, but she created this book or this planner and had a bunch of different folks contribute to it. I'm so excited to use this. I love a planner. I only have a planner for work, and it's cute, but it's also boring. And this is good for personal stuff because I am venturing into a really amazing journey to become an inclusive yoga instructor. And if you follow me on Instagram, that was like my big announcement, like right before Christmas. And I'm really excited. Which is how I'm going to be like using this planner is like during my yoga teacher training. So I started a GoFundMe because wow, who has just like $4,600 lying around to pay for things other than rich people? And I'm not one of those people. I really do, like, I have a limited source of income, and though I'm like able to live fairly comfortably, like, it's still a little sketch, sometimes, and there's still like months where an instability is inevitable. And I have like, I'm just like trying to raise that money so I can do this yoga teacher training. And the reason why I want to do this yoga teacher training is to personally like deepen my own yoga practice. I'm really bad at practicing regularly. I have like a whole month where I do it really awesome, and then the next month I end up like maybe practicing like 2 times that month, and then like another like 3 months where I'm practicing, and then I don't know. It's just like, when you're busy and you do a lot of things like I do, it's really hard to set times to really take care of yourself with movement. And so I want to be able to dedicate time to build a discipline in my yoga practice. Another thing that I want to do post yoga teacher training is to be able to offer free and sliding scale classes for folks who live within the margins. And when I say live within the margins, I mean people who are of color, Black, brown, indigenous, trans, queer, gay, lesbian, yada yada. There is a lot of healing to do. There is no funds for people to heal through movement. Movement is so important, especially for folks who are disabled. And when I say disabled, I don't mean mobily disabled only. I mean folks who are also intellectually and developmentally disabled. I work with folks who experience intellectual and developmental disability. It is something that they live with, but it is not something that hinders them from any kind of ability to live a really good life that is defined by them. One thing that I do see in my work is a lot of these folks, my friends, my peers, even some of my coworkers who are disabled, they don't have access to classes that are geared to movement. And oftentimes folks with disabilities end up suffering health-wise, mental health-wise, physically health-wise, just because they're so sedentary, or they're isolated, or they have no access, things like that. And it's really sad. I love the fact that I have been able to have access to yoga as a meditative movement practice in my life. It's helped me heal certain areas in my body. It has helped me ground in myself in so many cool ways. It has helped me cope with stress and oppression and white supremacy and like all of these like icky things about living in the world. And I want to share that with people. But like, in a means that makes things accessible to them, meaning free. And it'll be nice to make a living off of this eventually, but my full intention is collective liberation for everybody. So I want to be able to offer that to people, which is why the second reason why I'm going to this yoga teacher training is so I can be certified to do this work, and be able to really back my shit up and know what I'm doing. Because frankly, I've been doing, even yoga classes for me are inaccessible. Like sometimes I can't pay $70 a month or more just to have like a monthly pass to go take yoga classes that may or may not even fit into my work schedule or my life schedule. And so, and it's just like things like that, like access. So I've been like doing yoga via the Down Dog app, thanks to my friend Ariel who recommended it to me, or through YouTube. But like honestly, I don't feel like, even for as I've been doing yoga for like a year, I don't feel like I've really progressed, because I don't know. Like taking some classes is great because then I get form correct and things like that, but I just don't know if I'm doing anything right. So another reason to take my yoga teacher training is to build that foundation and know that I'm doing things right and actually get more out of my practice. So that's why I'm doing it. Access, community, personal growth. So I have a GoFundMe going. I also have my Venmo and my Cash Apps going and gathering funds for me. So far, I've raised about a little over $1,100 towards my $4,600 tuition. And I'm hoping that I can raise as much as possible so I can pay the least amount out of pocket, because holy crap, if I was paying for this out of pocket, I don't think I could do it, like honestly. And that's a reality for me. But I'm just trying to like level up as a person and level up as someone who can show up and give back to my community, because my community has literally given me so much. So if you would like to donate to my yoga teacher training fund, I would be so blessed and honored to have you invest in me. If you would just want to share because you can't afford to even donate, I totally understand it, and I just appreciate you putting my dreams out there to begin with. Yeah, I'll put all the links down below to my GoFundMe and my Venmo, yada yada. And yeah, that's one of the big things that I want to do next year in 2020 is grow even more. And be more intentional about the things that I do. And this also translates to crafting. I really want to essentially create a more sustainable wardrobe. So I'm going to be going through my closet and just getting rid of clothes that I just don't wear. I mean, I wear like a ton of my clothes already, and I cycle through everything and I buy thrifted and all of that. I really like to just be more post-consumer about the things that I buy, but I want to make more of my clothes. Like this sweater, I made this sweater. This cool necklace that I got at Crafty Wonderland, made by a maker. I want at least 50% of my closet to be either thrifted, like post-consumer, bought clothing and jewelry, or made by me or made by other makers here in Portland and beyond. I think it's really important to invest in small business, and to be mindful about the ways that you are spending your money. So I'm going to try really hard to not have a majority big box purchased closet. Which means I'm going to be upping my sewing skills and using my sewing machine more, knitting more, probably even spinning a ton, so I can I'm still going to support local folks and dyers and stuff like that, but I'm going to be buying less from like bigger yarn manufacturers. Yeah, if I can help it. Maybe even buying from a mill, or even buying my own fleece next year and processing it myself. Like, the sky's the limit. I'm looking forward to that being a part of my intentional practice going into 2020, is more intentional making and less mindless buying, which is hard because a bitch loves Forever 21. They always have all the cool stuff and the cute stuff, so maybe I can just find some inspo and make some things that I see at Forever 21 instead of buying it. Yeah. But that's one of my goals going into 2020. And also, I have a full intention of revisiting Oaxaca next year in October for another round of Dia de los Muertos. I spent last year in San Agustin Etla, or this year in San Agustin Etla for Dia de los Muertos, but this coming year I really want to spend time in Oaxaca City and see what Oaxaca City has to offer for Dia de los Muertos. Yeah, might even have some friends from here that are going to be joining me, it's going to be really exciting. I hope we can make it work. We will make it work, actually. I'm not even going to hope. I'm going to just manifest and say that shit is going to happen. So yeah, that's a plan. And, I'm ready for whatever 2020 is going to throw at me. I just want to grow into me. I don't want to make some outlandish resolution, so to speak. I just want to grow into the things that I'm already doing and do them better. And that is, becoming a strong yoga person, yogi. I feel weird about saying yogi. So I want to be a stronger person who practices yoga, and someone who is intentional about the things that they make, and to travel more. And next year I'm turning 30. So what better time to start off my 30s than engaging into the things that I am so excited about already, and growing into the person I really want to be. Yeah. So that's the episode. I know there were folks who were hoping to have me talk a little bit about cultural appropriation, because I know I had mentioned it in my last episode. There were a few of you who asked about that. So what I want to do for the next episode is do somewhat of a Q&A. And starting that Q&A is talking about the Thanksgiving episode, and also the cultural appropriation episode that I mentioned when I was talking about white sage and this and that. So if you have any questions for me in regards to either my journey into yoga, intentions for next year, I don't know, ask me anything, tell me anything, share your resolutions for next year or your goals for next year. And I just want to, gas that up and say, yes, that will happen. You will achieve that. And just kind of share it with the community. Or even tell me about your knitting journey, your making journey. And I'd love to share your story here on this podcast, especially if you're a person of color who is a knitter, maker, yoga practitioner, or someone who just has a great life that they're stoked about. I just want to be able to share that story. Yeah, that's the goal for the next episode. So yeah, comment down below, send me a DM on Instagram at Obsidian Brat. And I look forward to sharing your stories and answering your questions on next week's episode. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. And I will see you next year.